Hey guys, welcome back to Words from Reagan. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about a common theme of events that seems to happen quite often in today's dating world. The thing with relationships is nowadays people want a relationship, but don't want the part with commitment. They want a relationship without commitment. This becomes a situationship. You might be thinking, well, I've heard of a situationship before. I think I have a situationship, but I'm not sure if I do or not. And today we're going to help you figure out what it is and how to get away from it. So if you're asking yourself, what is a situationship? It's basically a relationship without a real label. There's no progression in the relationship. There's no commitment whatsoever. They might be seeing other people along with you. There's no consistency as a regular relationship would have, the good morning text or usual plans, seeing each other like 3 to 4 times a week. It's a lot of small talk rather than big talk. You don't really get to know much about them on a deep level, especially in the beginning of the relationship. You don't really get to know their fears, their insecurities, or lessons from past relationships. And the biggest one is you independently, you're left with questions, being doubtful, and don't know where the other person stands when it comes to the relationship. Most times in a situationship, one person is content with no label, liking what's going on, but doesn't want to have to commit. While the other person is stuck in their head, confused by what's going on, they want to progress and grow, but they feel stuck. They want more, so they wait, and just sit unsure. They think, well, maybe this might turn into something more. In misaligned relationships, opposite intentions, or friends with benefits, we become quiet because we don't want to throw away any potential or look like too much. We wait silently, waiting for them to say something or to break the pattern. From that, you need to speak up. And with it, you either get what you want to hear or what you need to hear. When you ask for clarity, you either get what you want or need. Not all situationships are bad. Sometimes people are still figuring themselves out. They really might not want to commit. Maybe you find somebody who you get along with but don't want a label. That's okay. But what is bad is where you put up with it, knowing it's hurting you and you're going against you. You want to explore more, but you don't speak up. That's where misaligned intentions start. You will be on the same page as them once you ask where they are at. Just because they have opposite intentions than you, you know where they stand. It might be the outcome you want or what you need to hear, but it will give you enough clarity to move on. You have to look at both intentions. You have to look at actions, words, how you feel, and the progression of the relationship. If you don't look and align intentions, you're going to be sitting in the situation where you're just stuck. If you listen to TikTok or other people on what you should do, you're already lost. You haven't spoken up, and that's the first thing you need to do. The good thing is that you can speak up whenever and wherever. You can do it as early as you want and as often as you want. You say, here's what I'm looking for. What are you looking for? You get the answer you want or the answer you need. You hear they have the same intentions as you and want to see where things go, or you hear, I'm not interested, I don't want a relationship. Now you can make the decision to respect your time. But either way, you're no longer sitting in the area of you being stuck. The area where you're just waiting, hoping for a sign, hoping for more. I don't know about you, but in my life, I need clarity. I need it to move on from things and also need it to continue to progress forward towards things. If you're okay with a situationship, if you're okay with having somebody with no commitment and no responsibilities, you enjoy the chase, if you're okay with it, then have at it. You guys are only going to be in each other's lives until it's no longer a need. Then you both go your merry ways. You are just two temporary people who know that this will only last for a chapter of your life. But once you get real with yourself and know you're at the point where you want more, your intentions are to find more and form a relationship, then you can't afford to be stuck in that area. Get to the bottom of what is your intention. You're on your journey to find someone who else has that intention. When you see clarity, it's a win-win. You either get what you want or need to hear. Rip the Band-Aid off, a couple minutes of awkwardness, that will go a long way in helping you decide your next step. You do it once it feels right, when you want. So, if you've gotten the clarity you need, Say it's the answer you wanted. They want to stick around, they want to see where things go, want to continue to get to know you, they feel the same way about you and have the same intentions, then great. See where it goes. Enjoy it, but don't rush it. But if they give you the answer you didn't want to hear, it's okay. Sometimes you need to hear the things you didn't want to hear to move on. When you hear directly from them and their intentions, or that they're no longer interested, it's what you needed to hear for clarity and to move on. But how do you let go of all the work you just put in? Of course, letting somebody go is never easy, especially passing the points of attachments, memories, and deep conversations, but it's for the better. If you continue to wait and hope they would change, you're going back to episode 5. You're chasing. So how do you leave this situationship? First off, allow yourself to heal, whether that is time by yourself, crying, talking about it, or just time in general. Allow yourself to grieve. It's human. Even though there may never have been a label upon you guys, or the relationship didn't last long, or it was never an actual relationship, human hearts can't read romantic labels. You still share a lot with that person, and any degree of interpersonal intimacy can spark feelings of connection. Secondly, talk to your friends or families about what happened, and find somebody who has been in the same boat as you. Hear their side of the story and their advice. Talking things out is good instead of bubbling it up and working yourself up. And this might often bring you more clarity to the situation. Thirdly, communicate to the partner and ensure this isn't working out. Maybe you're looking for a relationship and they aren't. Be direct and truthful about your feelings and explain why it's best for you guys to end things now. Lastly, reflect upon yourself. Maybe this was the awakening call you needed to higher your standards and boundaries. Maybe this will make you guard your heart a little bit more and keep your guard a little higher. Maybe this means that next time you go on a first date, you'll ask them what their intentions are, even if it's going to be awkward. Maybe it brought you the realizations that you need some more time to work on yourself before you can commit to somebody else. You're able to do this because of the experiences you've gone through and the lessons you learned from them. Maybe you were hurt and don't want to put yourself through that pain again. So you know that you're not going to mess around, you're going to focus on yourself, and when the timing is right, somebody who will benefit your life will walk in and experience the life you already have going for you, but with you. Focus on activities that make you happy, spend time with your family and friends. Once you feel ready and healed, it's time to move on to a more fulfilling long-term relationship. Whether you decide to actively seek for a new partner or not, make sure to take lessons you learn from that situationship with you. Walking away from a situationship can be tough because it makes you doubt yourself. But you have to put yourself first and get in touch with you. The reason why it takes so long to get over a situationship is because they're emotionally complex and confusing. They often lack clear boundaries and labels, which often lead to self-doubt and low self-esteem. This can make it difficult for you to move on from the situationship and can leave you feeling emotionally drained and exhausted. Situationships often involve a strong emotional attachment between two people. Even though the relationship was never official or long-lasting, you get emotionally attached to them, which is difficult to break. Getting over a situationship is hard because you have to let go of somebody that you cared about. That's why it's important to be kind to yourself and take the time you need to heal. Remember, if you ask, you're either going to get two answers: the answer you need to hear or the answer you want to hear. Both will benefit you. Although it might be awkward to bring up the conversation and ask them where they're at the end of the day, you're going to get the clarity you need to move on or to stay around and progress things and see where things goes. But if it's the answer you need, it's going to be okay. You need to take the time for yourself. It is taking you enough courage to get up and ask for an answer as is, and the answer will only help you choose your next steps as to where you go from here. If it hurts, it will get better. It's fresh and it stings. You need time to heal. Listen to yourself and be honest. Don't try and throw excuses on their end saying, well, they did this, they said this, maybe they've been hurt from their past. No, you're not going to stay around. Get out before you put yourself through any more pain. So thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode, and I will see you guys next Thursday with another one. Bye, guys.